Weird Yellow Smiling Thing, the undisputed face of Pillar Chase 2, versus Cool Kid, the former hacker turned childish killer. Despite their goofy, grinning appearances, these two monsters are not to be underestimated, for their whimsical exterior hides terrifying power. They do not take mass murder seriously, rather it is something that they take great pleasure in. Welcome to Danny Boy's Fight Club, the series where yours truly pits two fictional characters against each other in a hypothetical battle to the death. Today we will be revisiting Roblox horror scaling. My favorite. Pac-Man, everyone's favorite ghost-eating little yellow goofball. However, one day I guess he got tired of eating ghosts and decided to destroy his home, kill everyone in it, and torment the few who survived. This terrifying consumer of worlds would terrorize his home for an unspecified amount of time. After a long period of cloning himself and torturing people, he got into a fight against a more powerful entity known as WYST. He promptly got folded and hit so hard that he got sent all the way back from his home dimension down to Earth. The impact caused him to get brain damage, leaving him unable to use the full extent of his power. While on Earth, Pac-Man, now known as WYST, or Weird Yellow Smiling Thing, began inhabiting an arcade cabinet, transporting unsuspecting people into his game to torment them. He would then proceed to join the roster of Pillar Chase 2, becoming its most powerful killer. Despite being a shell of his former self, WYST is still incredibly dangerous. He can transport unsuspecting people into his game, the likes of which he has control over. His long, noodle-like limbs have incredible reach, made even better by the fact that he can morph and stretch his body in any way he wants. Even if his victim is out of reach, he can still snipe them from across the map with those devious gobble bombs. So, what, does he regurgitate them, or...? Monsters in PC2 are incredibly effective at hunting down their prey, as they can see in the dark, regenerate stamina from far away, and even destroy souls. WYST is also completely immune to any abilities that the other monsters possess, including radiation, paralysis, and other elemental attacks. WYST himself can become intangible, increase his physical speed and strength through frenzy, and even straight up teleport. Despite being a seemingly bloodthirsty monster, WYST apparently doesn't fully understand what he did wrong, as if his brain damage reverted him back to a child who never received proper parental guidance. WYST can also pulverize metal walls, and is even stronger than Niloticus, who is stated to be capable of surviving any man-made weapon, which would include the SAR bomb, which had a yield of over 50 megatons of TNT. In terms of speed, WYST is nothing to scoff at either. He is far stronger than Fogborn, who can react to lightning, which moves at 220,000 miles per hour. Oh, yeah, and while we're on the topic of this tier list Blade made, he's clearly one of the top dogs on his verse. He's even comparable to other reality warpers like EXE, Samsonite, and Gorefield. Also, remember that fight with Pinky WYST that sent him from his home back to Earth? Yeah, that's immeasurably fast. Albeit, WYST wouldn't exactly scale to that, but I need something to talk about with this character, okay? Well, there is one other thing. Okay, so in PC2, there's this being called Ultra M, who presents himself as this sort of playwright who can control each round. To him, each monster is like a playing piece in a game, and if one piece is deficient, he can always just replace it. This entity presumably can create replacement monsters at any point. He even reveals that he enjoys watching souls being torn from flesh, implying this is something monsters do casually each round. It's almost like this system is a game, a consequence of our actions. All this violence is pointless and without meaning. Additionally, how do we know that we aren't just puppets inside a game who some universal being is controlling for the sake of it? What if that's the actual state of our lives? I don't think a Roblox ASIM game is the best thing to have an existential nightmare over, especially considering that WYST himself does not care. He doesn't care at whose expense his actions are at. He just thinks it's funny, and that's all that he ever cared about. And it's always been that way.
Bro, you are actually Charlie Kirk's disciple! You are a Nazi!
About a decade ago, throughout 2014 and 2016, a Roblox user by the name of c00lkidd, as well as his alternate account Cool Kid, went on an exploding campaign throughout the Roblox platform. This user was responsible for the creation of Cool GUI, which was used to grief and destroy Roblox games such as Work at a Pizza Place. However, his reign of terror was brought to an abrupt end in 2019 when his account was terminated. And yeah, this did not happen. At least in this universe. You see, in Forsaken, 007 and 7 was an infamous hacker known for being a terrorist, but he had a change of heart after finding a red, ugly-looking kid on his doorstep. Well, at least he's prettier than his opponent. Through spoiled child activities and sneaky actions, Cool Kid found his father's old hacking GUI and followed in his footsteps. He became a terrorist. Because of his horrible parenting skills, 007 and 7 is stuck in an eternal cycle of torment in hell. A constant system of rounds where survivors must fix generators, traverse the maps, and avoid the killer at all costs. One of these killers just so happened to be 7 and 7's own adopted child. Despite Cool Kid's playful nature, he is incredibly dangerous, coming equipped with a firebrand sword that he uses to light people on fire. However, perhaps Cool Kid's most prominent skill is hacking. He can distort maps, fling objects, and summon clones of himself. He can manipulate the area around him however he likes, even being able to change the skybox and turn the moon into his own face, giving a yield of over 590 Yoda tons of TNT. Oh yeah, also, he doesn't even need a sword to light people on fire. He can literally just set you ablaze via the cool GUI. Cool Kid is also surprisingly tough, able to completely ignore the statistic-reducing effect of digital footprint, as well as shrug off the damage from the poisoned river on York's resting place. He's also able to tank explosions from the subspace trip mine, which is able to destroy entire houses. He doesn't even care about the pain of being hit with weapons. Perhaps the reason behind this is due to his corrupt nature. I mean, you see, Cool Kid views everything around him as a game. This constant cycle of torment is something he finds fun. But like, why would he find tormenting his own father repeatedly fun, huh? That's not normal. No sane, rational human being would find joy in that without the influence of a stronger being who secretly pulls the strings. Yeah, it's time to address that. The Spectre is a non-physical entity that exists outside the game itself, serving as a spectator to everything. He is the creator of an infinite cycle of games within the Forsaken universe, using these puzzles as a punishment for our sins. All he cares about is that the system runs smoothly, as well as his audience. If this audience disappears, the system disappears as well. The Spectre maintains the cycle by reviving people each round. For so long as this game has an audience, he will continue to maintain this game. Because what could possibly be more entertaining than watching a child kill his own father while being brainwashed into thinking it's some big game and he's not actually hurting anyone? No! Alright, it's the moment you've been waiting for. Let's settle this discussion once and for all. It's time for the fight portion of this video!
Hey, I wanted to play with that guy.
Pizza! Pizza!
Find someone else. It was tasty.
Pizza! Pizza!
A new morsel for dinner.
You wish, fatty. Nice try, fatty McFatso. What's the matter? Scared?
Sorry, I needed a Snickers. You know, that nutback really reminds me of something.
You're no fun.
Pointy.
Oh, maybe you're not so bad after all.
Hey, that was my meal.
Order up. back to playing with me.
Tricky one, eh?
I'll show you some tricks.
I may or may not have made a mistake here. Yeah, you're right. I should have just teleported there. Silly me.
It's just you and me,
Pizza! Pizza!
fool.
Toasty.
Well, I have one more trick. You were strong, but not strong enough.
Personally, I like it spicy.
What the?
Sorry, was that important?
I'm telling Dad.
We should do this again sometime. Yeah, this is not the episode people are gonna want a run back of. This fight was fascinating to look into and seemed pretty evenly matched in most areas. However, WYST just outdid Cool Kid in a few key areas. WYST was physically far stronger than Cool Kid. He is far superior to Niloticus, who can tank nukes, while the best feat we could compare Cool Kid to was Taft's explosion. Additionally, WYST was also far faster, comparing to characters who can react in tandem with lightning. However, stats don't really matter when you literally hack and warp worlds around you to your liking. In this area, both were pretty evenly matched. However, this ignores all the other abilities WYST had. Regeneration, phasing through walls, blowing people up, straight up eating souls. Cool Kid had several strong abilities himself, such as fire manipulation, cloning, and teleportation, but WYST just had far more. But wait, what about the Spectre and Ultra M? With these two in the mix, neither could die for good, and they could always just summon a replacement WYST or Cool Kid. However, adding these two characters into the mix kind of forced a stalemate. Until the Spectre loses his audience and thus leaves the game entirely, giving WYST the opening he needed to destroy Cool Kid's soul, or just trap him inside the game. Cool Kid was certainly far more than he seemed on the surface. His cool GUI and unconventional fighting style gave WYST a run for his money. But in the end, WYST ate up Cool Kid like some Kool-Aid. Look, I'm still working on my pun game, alright? The winner is WYST.